Hi everybody. I have no idea if the wind noises will be too strong. I'll try anyways. I am not in Sweden anymore, but still in Scandinavia. I have traveled about 500 kilometers to the west, and I'm now at the coast of Denmark. This is the Northern Sea behind me. It's pretty cold here as well. Might wear my gloves. I'm sitting here on the beach. You might be wondering why I'm here. I am here with my family, so with my boyfriend and Simba, of course, but also with my parents, my grandma, my brother and their dog Baloo. He's a Dalmatian. You might have seen him in one of my earlier videos. We have started the tradition of going to Denmark in the winter. Many years ago. I think we didn't skip a year from when I was 10 or 12 years old, and when me and my brother moved out, we always kind of traveled anyways. For 1 week in February we traveled to Denmark and met up here with the family. And yes, it's a very nice tradition, and I wanted to take you along and make a little vlog about it. But also I have started this vlog back in Sweden. Since I moved to Sweden, I have started having a difficult time going away from Sweden, even when it's for holidays and wonderful times like this year. I find it always difficult to leave my little cottage in the woods, to leave my area, my corner of the world, even if it's just for a couple of days or a week or so. I took a whole day preparing for the trip, and I show that to you now. Good morning everyone. It's my last day here in Sweden today for over a week. And I've got some things to do, pack my bags. Let's start the day. Yesterday was Valentine's Day, and I got a cake. That means that I get to eat cake for breakfast. Isn't that great? As I said, we are leaving for Denmark tomorrow, and I want to pick some clothes. And the problem is that, of course, for packing your clothes, you want to have them washed, clean clothes first. So what I want to do is, for packing my clothes, I have to wash my clothes, and the problem there is that the vessel, I'll show you, the vessel for the clothes is already full with clean clothes. So in order to go to Denmark, I have to pack my stuff, but in order to do that I have to wash the clothes, but in order to do that I have to find my clothes lying in the house, and also I have to fold the laundry so I can use the laundry thing. In Germany we would say it's a real red tail of tasks, so to speak. So when you want to do one task and you look at it, it's the list of tasks is getting longer and longer and longer. And yeah, well, I better get started now. need to build some better stairs there, but I probably have to do this in a video or else I'll never do it. So yeah, I guess you'll see in the future one of my videos over the year, me building a new wooden stair thing for ladder thing for getting up here. I'm up here in my sewing room now. I now finally want to tackle this wax spilled thing. I want to iron it with kitchen paper. I told you in the last video already, but yeah, I had to dress even warmer now because it's this window there is actually completely frozen over. Just to give you an idea how cold it is today. I know it looks like little droplets of rain there, but they're not going anywhere there. Yeah, they're actually completely frozen. All the better that I am using my ironing board. That's giving off a little bit of heat, and yeah, let's see how that goes. Okay, yes, while I'm at it and while it's snowing outside, I thought I could already decide which of my hat, glove, scarf combinations I want to take to Denmark. And yeah, I have quite a lot to choose from, and I'll do that now. Afternoon now, and I should start packing for real, but I don't like packing. I think it's one of my least favorite activities, and to avoid that I thought I could procrastinate packing a bit and start tidying up like the kitchen and the living room, and maybe get the vacuum cleaner, because I also do like when I come back from holidays and everything is kind of like tidied and clean, and yeah, I think I'll do that instead because I wanted to do it anyways, and then I can push packing a few hours before I have to do that. I can't procrastinate any longer. I have to start packing. I already decided what I want to take for clothes, and still I have to get some bits and pieces, but I will now go for a walk, and it stopped snowing now, so it should be not too cold, hopefully. Now I'm here in Denmark. Can you see the dunes? Here we are at the coast of the Northern Sea, and of course you can walk hours and hours and hours at the beach, but I actually really prefer walking in the dunes. It's more quiet here, and they are also endless, and they have this kind of wild feeling, similar to the Swedish woods. Not quite the same, not quite as great, but also very, very nice here. Because of the heavy winds here, I think many of the things here at the northern sea coast in Denmark are like so tiny versions of themselves. Like, I don't know if you have seen those very small spruce trees. They grow higher than a person. Is it spruce? I'll look it up. But also I just found the tiniest ferns. Look at those. Aren't they just so small? It's just so cute. Also, the houses here are very different than the Swedish houses. I hope you can hear me over the wind. But yeah, you see those? They are very pretty as well. They blend in with the dunes. I really like them. And also you have some more modern ones with those moss and ferns and like grass on the roof. I also really like those, and yeah, very different from Sweden. And I love my tiny red white cabin in the woods, but those kind of sandy areas with those houses are also nice, I think. now I'm here. Now we are here at the coast of Denmark, just doing very cozy, quiet things for 1 week. We have always tried to have this vacation week without much sightseeing, without much actually leaving the house in a way. I mean, we always try to have a walk at the ocean, at the sea, at least once a day, of course. But the rest of the time we spend inside. We always rent a house here. We like to go in the sauna and get really warm, which is a thing actually from Finland. I think in many of the houses here they have saunas, which is very, very nice. Oh, it's windy. It's so windy here, even inside the dunes. Yes, what else have we done? We have been doing DIY. Yes, that's something we always really like to do things ourselves. We have tried many different hobbies over the years. We have tried felting and stone sculpting. I remember we have been painting on silk. That's what my grandma still always does here in Denmark. And this year I have tried quilting. That's a technique with paper. And I've also painted some acrylic painting, and yeah, that's wonderful to be doing those very quiet things just with your hands and do it all together with the whole family. That's really nice. It was my brother's birthday this week as well. He turned 29. Did he? Yes, I think yes. He turned 29 and we celebrated the day also very quiet. We just ordered some pizza. And as always, I've tried to spend time in nature. I mean, there's a very different nature here, but it's still a nature you can really lose yourself in, which I always really like. I really like it when you can kind of forget the borders between humans and nature, when you can feel part of it, when you can really immerse yourself in it and hear those endless beaches, those endless waves and the big water, and also behind you there the endless dunes. I really love them as well, and I've tried to kind of soak in the energy and the feeling of this area here. I couldn't believe, or I couldn't imagine that I would find some nature feeling or some feeling at peace here as well, because I am used to this endless woods of Sweden and those trees and those plants and the moss and everything there. It gives me so much intense nature energy, like the wood kind of screams, I am here, you are inside of me. This is very, very direct, and I was worried that I wouldn't find a similar kind of feeling here and that I would miss it a lot when I'm here. But actually it kind of surprised me, those endless like forests of grassland, those dunes with those harsh grass and those plants that are very durable, or they have to endure a lot of wind and sand and sometimes dryness and harsh sun in the summer and very cold weather in the winter. Those plants also have their own kind of feel to it, and they also made me feel very, very here, very in the moment, very connected to this part of land. I didn't expect that, and I think I have, during the last couple of years, I have also kind of developed a different relationship now to this land, because I live in Scandinavia now, I live in Sweden, it's the neighboring country to Denmark, and I live in nature, so I feel like I actually could develop a more instant connection to the land this time of year, this week, this year. Now that I'm here, I feel more connected to it. And also the people from South Sweden and the people from Denmark are like, they have a long history together. They have been one people. They have shared very similar spiritual beliefs and culture, and they are very connected. They are more connected, of course, than Sweden and Germany. They have a history of fighting each other as well, but before the fights, they have been kind of one people. You have, of course, heard of the Vikings. Those were people of the Germanic culture, and they have roamed all of those areas here. They lived here, and I find that very fascinating, and I like to imagine that this can be kind of felt or experienced here, even just by being in nature. I like to imagine that there is this kind of deep history, connection, and just some kind of, I don't know, some kind of threads between Denmark and Sweden still. And I like to imagine that the plants here like grow in the same soil as the plants and the trees in my area. And I like that feeling of connection, I like that feeling of history, and it also gives me a better understanding of the ancestors of the southern Swedish people, because for me the reality that I live in makes me connect to the ancestors of South Sweden that lived in the woods and lived from agriculture, and there have been many that did that, but also there was always this connection to the sea. There has always been many people, many ancestors of the southern Swedish people living from, with, by, on the sea. And here this is much more easy to imagine and much more easy to experience. And also living in a house for a week here at the sea kind of deepens this understanding of this aspect of like the Germanic culture in a way, the Scandinavian culture in a whole. And it's also very fun that I can understand many of the Danish things now, because I'm learning Swedish and I am much more experienced now with speaking Swedish and listening to Swedish. So now I can actually kind of understand the Danish people here. I mean, the Danish pronunciation, that's very hard for me to understand, and I think I will never be able to pronounce this, but I don't have to. I can speak Swedish. That's some kind of easier for my tongue and my mouth to form those words. But at least like in the house there are some like pictures and paintings with some words written on it in Danish, and I can understand those without problem, and that's just a nice experience. Also kind of feeling very connected, very, very nice. Tomorrow we'll be going back to Sweden, or my family will go back to Germany, and my boyfriend and Simba and I will go back to Sweden. And I miss my little cottage in the woods still. Even when we had a wonderful time here, I am very happy to go back, and I am so glad that this is my life now. All my life I have been so sad going back from vacations to my regular normal life, and I was so reluctant to go back from wherever I've been on vacation. And now I'm actually looking forward to it. Now I can't wait to get into my woods again, to my forest, to walk the walks with Simba that I'm used to get back into my house. I know that I'm very lucky to have that, and I appreciate that so much, to be able to say vacation is fine, vacation is nice, but I like going back into my own regular life. I feel very blessed for that. So now that you are watching the video, I will be back in Sweden, and I will have been cutting and like editing the video for you guys, and that's actually also something I quite enjoy now that I have kind of worked myself into this editing softwares and stuff. It's a nice thing, but for now I will enjoy this kind of cloudy weather here, cloudy day. Go walk for a bit. My family is somewhere there. I'll try to get to find them and just walk with them a bit. And yeah, I hope you have a wonderful day. I hope you also found this kind of vlog interesting, where I wasn't in Sweden that much. And yes, thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a wonderful day, a wonderful week, a wonderful rest of the February. It's very nearly March now, and spring is around the corner. I'll see you in my next video, and see you very soon. Bye bye.